Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Pryoxis, and I'm back with another video. Now, this one here is something special, man. This right here was the greatest idea when it came to getting content creators together in one and just picking each other brains and seeing each other viewpoints and opinions and things like that. Now, shouts out to JMMA for that, for sure. Now, to give you guys a quick rundown what this is, essentially it's content creators getting together in a group call and we're just discussing, like, if ESBC drop like something like gameplay or a fighter update, you know what I'm saying? Content creators come together and give our opinions and talk about things of that nature and, you know, sprinkle in some things about UFC 4 and stuff like that. Now, what I need for y'all to do here, and don't skip past this, bro. All of these guys are content creators themselves, man. I'm going to put the link to every single last one of these people in this podcast, YouTube, in the description below, man. Drop them a sub. We all about to be going grinding and going crazy on ESBC, man, all right? But with that being said, I do come late to this podcast, but I am in it, okay? So enjoy, man. Enjoy it. It's a long one, but I promise, man, you're going to enjoy this, and I'm definitely going to continuously upload this, whether you guys watch it or not, all right? Enjoy this.
All right, YouTube, here we go, man. We back with another one, man. Back with another roundtable. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. Y'all already know what time it is with me, man.
Yes, sir. King Juice. Follow me at Twitter. 0 King Juice 0. So that's the number 0, King Juice 0. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. And I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to either our special guest or JMMA, but y'all already know who got to go last.
Man, like I said, man, y'all already know what time it is for me. I'm back with another one. Give it off to Dark, man.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Dark Side here. Happy to join the panel with the boys. Talk some boxing, ESBC, and I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to the man with the best intro in the game.
Yeah, you already know who it is. It's your boy, S.V. He need not to worry. Back here with another John.
Let's get into it.
All right. Yeah, we back here with another one, man. Y'all already know what time it is. And Tyson Fury, bro. In ESBC, man. That's a bombshell. What's your thoughts on that, man?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Well, I was completely shocked. I was completely shocked when they announced Tyson Fury because, look, a lot of us knew and a lot of us thought that they was up in that entanglement with EA.
Entanglement.
We wasn't even expecting to get a guy like Tyson Fury in this game. So I was just absolutely shocked.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts.
Me too, and for the exact same reasons. And right after it happened, right after it was over, you can actually see my reaction. I said, Anthony Joshua, come on. That's where my mind went immediately. So I was definitely excited, definitely ready to use him and his just awkwardness, his slickness, and especially with his big, long frame. He's going to be tough. ESBC. So
Awesome.
I was excited.
I'm still in shock, like I've been saying for the past 4 days. I don't know how they did it, but keep doing it. I'm speechless. You know what I'm saying? Listen, go give me Mike Tyson, give me AJ, and I'm set. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. Say.
Hey, man, I like you all guys already said, man. I saw this big, long, lanky dude when the lights started shining on him. I said, "Oh, I already know who that is. I know who that guy is, man." I was shocked though. I didn't think they were gonna be able to get him from EA. So it was wild. It was wild to me, man. But you know, when he came into the frame, I said, "Oh my god!" Because now, like the same thing Juice said, the same thing. As soon as I saw that, my mind went straight to, "Oh, they're gonna get AJ too. Then they got to get AJ too. They're gonna get one from the contract. They got to get them both." I'm sure they went after them both at the same time. It had to be done. So that's what I'm hoping for, man, because he's going to be nice in ESBC.
And another thing, his player model looked nice. And many of you know, in UFC 4, this motherfucker got no abs. His player model looked real nice, like real crispy. You know, but I just wanted to get into some gameplay stuff. Now we're gonna go tit for tat, step by step, all right? But I want to jump into the controls first. The controls, everybody been talking about it. Looking very, 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 very similar to the game that we once had, Fight Night Champion. You know, some of the analog stick controls, some of the punches, the blocking, the motion you sway. Do they have influence from EA? Do they? What y'all think, man?
Yeah, so I forgot where this quote came from exactly, but it's along the lines of no art is original. And so of course they see that this control scheme, they probably tested it out and said, hey, most of this stuff works. Let's go ahead and start here. This is gonna be the base, the building blocks of our game, and add our little nicks and crannies onto it. So I'm all for it. It looks good. It is going to get me to download Parsec and go to Fight Night round 3 and practice and work on the 6-point access or 6-point block, so I can be ready. Because a lot of y'all, like Dark Side, Fanatical, y'all put up with that BS, right? I'm not with it, but for ESBC's sake, I am fit to knock this rust off. Y'all not just gonna come out the gates whooping my ass. So.
All right, y'all. We got that out the way, the controls and shit. But this swaying, the way you're able to block and sway, like Juice was talking about, the 6-point blocking, whatever that shit is. Listen, I'm gonna
Six axis block.
six axis blocking. I'm gonna let Juice and Dark get into that because I don't know nothing about that. I ain't gonna say and act like I do. You know what I'm saying? But that shit, that's crispy. Listen. Everything we've been asking for is in this game. We've been asking for that with the swaying and Fight Night, you know? And I want y'all to explain this 6-point axle shit, because I still don't know what this is. So one of y'all can explain this to us, me and the people, you know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Dark.
Yeah, go ahead. Dark, you're the Fight Night expert. You're the Fight Night expert.
I got you, bro. I got you. Well, basically, all it is essentially, instead of just having the high-low block, which is you've probably seen in not Fight Night Round 4, UFC most recently, we just have the high-low block, body, head block. The 6-axis basically is you can block each side, so you can block your left side of your head, right side of your head, left side of the body, right side of the body. You can block, and then you can block just straight down, up and down. So that's going to be the 6-point, axis. So you got basically up top, you got the center, left and right, and then your body, center of your body, and then left and right to your body.
Yes,
so you
sir.
can block basically just more targeted specifically to where you think the shot's going to go. But previously in the Fight Night games, it also came along with like a parrying system, right? So someone's throwing a hook to the left side of your head and you block with the 6-axis to that left side. It would give them like a small little stun animation where you can return like a parry shot. Now the only problem with that in the Fight Night games is the window was so long, it looked super unnatural. So like they would just like pause basically for a second and like slow down so you can hit them with a counter shot, which I don't think is what ESBC is going for, because they talked about having fluid counters and things of that nature. So I don't know if they're going to have any type of parries where it takes like some super long counter window like that. But that's how Fight Night implemented the 6-axis blocking. It was a blocking system to go along with the parrying system.
And with that, I want to know y'all's take. So with that, they also have just a basic high-low, right? And I've watched, videos, and there's still like nothing is like, I don't know how to put it, but I can't see a reason why, if I'm given the option to go in ranked and use the 6-point access, I don't, or the 6-axis block over high low, right? I don't see the benefit of doing that if that's the route that they're going. Knowing them, they're 2 steps ahead, and they probably already figured out 6-point access in the ranked field. But like me personally, I've thought about it. I cannot see a reason why not, just to make things easier for me. So what is y'all's take on that?
I think if you're gonna go the simulation route, I don't want to say go full on simulation, because I do feel like with combos, when you're trying to simulate real life things, basketball, baseball, things like that, I do feel like there still has to be that game element to it, that arcade element to it. But this is boxing. If we're gonna have a 6-point the axis and then regular high low, I think ESBC is probably smart enough. Those devs over there at SCI to let us choose which one. So like in UFC 4, right? The grapple assist, with the analog, they got the new grapple HUD, and then they got the old one from the older games. If ESBC can do something sort of like that to where we're able to pick and choose how we want to block and things like that, that can be cool. But like Drew said, more simpler. I think simplicity is key as far as terms as boxing. I mean, not boxing, blocking. In terms as that, but everything else, I feel like that has to be complex. But if you just want to high low, hey, I think it should be simple.
And it's not that I want that. I'm just not going to go in and put myself at a disadvantage really from the start, because the other you don't really necessarily have to think now. If you have to block both sides, your middle and they've already said, bro, you're gonna have to not anticipate. I forgot the word that they're used, but you're gonna have to time your slips and things. You would think they would also have that kind of in mind with the blocking, right? So you would have to be able to anticipate what's coming next. So I feel like they are gonna have that covered in rank, but we don't know for sure, and that's why I make my critique videos, right? We can all assume that they know things, it's an alpha, et cetera, right? But they watch these videos, they listen to the community. So for me, why not make the video just to let them know, hey, these are some things that look weird to me, get community feedback in the comments as well.
Yeah.
But we ain't even Dot. How do you feel about going into a rank mode? And if let's say they were to allow just a high-low block, which is pretty I don't want to say it's mindless because we have feints and things like that, and you can do other things to draw that out.
But in the game, though, right? They have
the high-low, and they also have the 6-point, which is going to be more simulation, more realistic, more of a thinker.
That's what I like. I like that because look, they're gonna be doing this shit is gonna be online, and I keep saying this shit. It's going to be bread on the line. Like real,
yep.
like real.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about real.
Oh yeah,
like it's gonna be.
We betting.
You know what I'm saying? 250,000. It's gonna be tournaments that these guys are gonna be setting up.
Dot, how much? Hey, over at King Juice, we might do a little $20, a little $40, a little $50. We ain't doing.
I'm talking about the outside business of this thing. Esports is like a gambling. It's like a gambling app that you can get and do all of these bettings with gaming. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, gotcha.
They're gonna be making chicken off of this. So to make it simulation is going to be really key for these high level players that's playing on this level. You know what I'm saying? Like actually having to use the boxer's mind of, oh, is he gonna throw a body shot? Is he gonna come up with the right hand? Is he gonna throw the left hook behind that? And you know what I'm saying? You have to figure out your guy's routine, because everybody's gonna have a routine when they fight in this game. You gotta figure out this man's routine, get that shit in your head. Okay, I know what he gonna do now, because you have to study this guy's tendencies.
And that's
what's gonna be the magic behind doing everything yourself. And it's gonna feel 10 times more gratifying when you know something coming and you could just style on the nigga stupid like.
Exactly. And I want to add too, with this game, there is not going to be an excuse, right? Oh, you're just spamming the jab, et cetera, right? You have tools now. You have tools now to counter and punish this jab spammer, right? If there's any punch you're going to spam, it's going to be a jab. But nonetheless, you have the tools.
One thing that I saw that instantly reminded me of Fight Night. Dark, you play this the most, so you probably know about this. When you're throwing like a hook or like a straight or something, and like the punch almost like it lands, but it's not landing. It's like it goes like over the head. You're trying to sway. You get what I'm saying? Like it lands on top. You're trying to counter and you can't. But in that trailer, that punch went over his head and he cleanly countered that. I forgot who it was. I think who was it, man? I can't remember. It was the light. It was fucking
Arthur,
What's the light balls head?
Arthur, Lyndon Arthur.
Lyndon
It was
Arthur.
him and
Lyndon Arthur.
somebody else, bro. I can't remember.
Was it Lawrence or
Okoli?
It might have been an Okoli. It might have been him. But whoever it was a clean counter. But like I was saying, you gotta have a balance between arcade and simulation. But since this is like combat sports, you gotta have a little bit more, well, sports in general, gotta have a little bit more simulation rather than arcade. But there has to be some arcade element because at the end of the day, it is a game. It
you know
is a game.
the
But it is a game though.
Why does it have to have an arcade? There's
Yeah.
arcade games. They got Creed. Creed is lit.
yeah.
You want arcade? Creed.
It's
Do a whole you kingdom out the damn ring.
if people say that, but like my thing is, what are the arcade elements that need to be in the game, right? I know scoring, judging, right? There's no way for them to like get everything right. They're gonna have to base it off of like damage, output, and things like that, right? So it's not gonna just be. They can't be like, oh, this man controlled the ring, and like they can't make that 100% simulation. I don't think we would actually want 100% simulation judging, right? So in that instance, that's something that that could be or arcade-ish, right? But everything else, like with boxing, this sport, how? What like?
I think when I say arcade, I mean like ragdoll animations, KO animations, like some sort of that nature. A lot of
No.
blood.
Here's the thing.
That's what I.
Here's the
that's what I
thing.
mean.
OD blood. There's been people bleeding, and there people cut worse than others, and I think they had like a cut rating on their like the my character, so that would obviously cause more blood the bigger cut. But the ragdolls, we've seen people get ragdolled right before in a real boxing ring. We've seen them get punched and go limp before they hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's not arcadey. It's just every fucking every knockout shouldn't be like that. And we saw Lawrence land on what's his name, Arthur. And Arthur, his arms kind of went back. I was kind of second guessing if it was just a knockdown, but it looked like a knockout. But that's fine, right? Like that's realistic.
Keep the flash shit though. The knockouts didn't look different. The flash knockout didn't look no different than the regular knockout. In my eyes, like when it was like, oh, flash knockdowns and knockdowns, I didn't see no difference in the flash. Like he still dropped like dead weight. Like
why are you talking about when Arthur fell back?
When whoever fell back, the dude, the Russian
in the green
Germany dude that they had, and he hit him. That was supposed to be talking about the.
Oh, I don't remember. You talking about with Arthur? It was the Arthur in the green and then the white dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't remember
and
that.
It was
joint.
talking about, and they was talking about the knockdowns and how it looked ragdoll and shit like that. We seen the ragdoll knockdowns, but the flash knockdowns didn't look no different than the ragdoll knockdown.
Now with the Arthur joint, where Arthur like he literally fell back and his arms were like. I don't want to say he had control of his body necessarily, but he fell backwards. And it's one of them things where it's not like the ref wouldn't just wave that off in real life. He would get a 10 count. While the rest of their knockouts,
the flash knockdown was when he flew straight back like that.
That could be. I don't know. I would have to rewatch. I don't know what that sequence was about, but when I saw that knockout, it looked different. So it stood out to me because it was different. Now with the joints where they're just going limb and
when I see a flash knockdown, I'm looking for him to get punched and he dropped to a knee and you know what I'm saying?
The flat like a flash knockdown. Okay, I'm done. Okay.
Yeah, like a flash knockdown.
Okay.
Flash knockdowns didn't look no different to me than the actual knockouts.
Okay.
And another thing, I know it's alpha, but was that Josh Taylor? Remember when the round ends and like he goes back to the corner? Was that Josh Taylor? Cause
no,
that wasn't Josh. Cause he looked exactly like Josh Taylor. All right, that wasn't him. That's cool. Cause he had on like those gold like
yeah.
No, it's some German dude.
Yeah, it was some German dude. Okay.
Yeah, something like
He looked exactly like Josh Taylor. I'm like, Josh Taylor don't look like that. But I wanted to get into this. It's just something small. They show bag work and like how you are able to like practice, I guess. You know how in Fight Night they had like the training mini games and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing is, though, it was Arturo Gatti. So my question is, are you? Is it gonna be like a sort of like you're able to upgrade the fighter that you're using online ranked,
No.
or is like that's completely career?
Let me. The gist I got from it, and you bringing that up actually gives me an idea, but that was like part of the career mode joint, right? So it looks like you're going to be able, because you can use current fighters, the real life fighters in career mode. It just looks like that's like a training ground. But like with these fighters being motion captured and having different feelings, I would love for there to be an online like hub like that, to where I could pick Lawrence, whatever, and practice his punches and see how they're coming out. And then like, go on rank while in the hub, talking shit to whoever else is at the gym. Talk, hey boy, you trying to spar? On some real like tough shit.
Like the park on 2K.
Like something like that, yeah.
So that is a cool element. I don't want to get into it, but let's get into it. The player ratings. I had a real, I wouldn't say problem, but a grievance with the player ratings. For one, there was no switch stats. I didn't see a switch stats on there. For two, I feel like it was too much in detail. If you get what I'm trying to say, like some stuff really didn't need to be a stat.
Like there was certain, like it was like hard, like there were certain things. It's like, bro, just
there's a couple.
like
like right eye cut power, like some shit. Like it was like some shit. I'm like, bro, that doesn't need to be like some of that shit could have been in one category. Like the fuck, I think it was like left hand jab power or something like that could be like in one. Like the jab itself can be in a category of its own, but they don't have a switch stand. So what's the point of having left jab power and right jab power? If you get what I'm trying to say.
I think them doing that was just a thing to try to separate them from the rest of the gaming community by saying, "Oh, look, we got the most attributes in a game," and that's where I think you get all of these. Some things are significantly good, and some things, like you said, like don't need to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something that they trying to use just to separate themselves. So that somebody asks them, "Hey, what do you bring different from Fight Night?" Well, we have the most attributes. We have this movement. We have XYZ. That's my take on that.
I'm looking at it right now, so it seems like. So I see chin resistance, okay, body resistance, cut resistance, bruise resistance, blocking, left hand power, right hand, jab modifier, hook modifier, uppercut modifier, straight modifier. So I'm assuming that's like a modifier that's if you want to throw a lazy jab, if you want to throw a power jab. That's what I'm getting from the whole modifier thing. But again, that I don't know if that really needs to be in there as a stat per se.
What do you feel, Dark Side?
Yeah, like the modifier. I don't. I think a modifier should cater towards more of the fighter themselves.
You see, the problem with this is, I think what this really comes down to is we don't really know how this really plays into it until we can see like the attributes of like an actual fighter, right? Because that's going to really determine why they need these multitude of stats, right? For like the straight like you're talking about the modifiers, the hook modifier, the straight modifiers. Because they're doing it based on the attributes. Like for someone who has good uppercuts, is their stat for the uppercut modifier going to be like almost maxed out? Is that what's going to determine who throws better uppercuts in that way, or is it going to be based off for like just the fighter's moveset, things of that nature? And that's really what's going to determine it. Is the attributes that they decide to use for the actual fighters will determine how we really see all these stats. That's why I was hoping in this trailer they showed like the actual, like we saw the fighter select screen that they posted in the Discord when Aimbot was playing Todd. I wanted to see the attribute list there so we can kind of see like if we saw a fighter and like we saw somebody like Frank Bruno, for example, and then we saw his attributes. We know how Frank Bruno would have fought, so we could tell from the attributes what they're focusing on, how they're trying to balance out the fighters from that aspect. That would have gave us a little bit more information on how, like this screen that Jay's talking about right now, the stand, like all the attributes. That would give us more information on how they're trying to like balance out the fighters that way.
And also, I'm seeing something on the far right side. So it shows how many points you have, and then under it, it's kind of like intangibles like vitals, heart rate, things like that. I wonder how you're gonna be able to upgrade that. Does that upgrade as you go along, as you're upgrading along, like your jab and body resistance, or are you able to upgrade that along? Because I feel like that should be in itself upgradable instead of kind of CPU upgraded. I guess like updated by itself. I think you like
Mhm.
that should be player like specific. Like, how do y'all feel? Y'all, let me see. I'll try to send it to the Discord so y'all can see, but like y'all get what I'm saying though, right? Like vitals, I feel like that's more important. Like a heart rate and things like that. If heart rate is really gonna be something vital in this game, really feel like that should be an upgradable stat, not intangible per se. I hope I
No,
made sense. Yeah, I hope I made sense with that because I'm kind
that's
of like rambling. Yeah,
nice.
I hope I
Right.
made sense
So
with that.
with that, from what I'm understanding, there are certain, pretty much short. There are certain things that you see that are upgradable, and certain things you don't see that are upgradable.
Yeah,
So,
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
certain things like that. I would actually like that because this career mode. I love the fact that it's leaning more towards a role playing game in a
Mhm.
sense with all those details and things like that. So let's say, right, I'm getting knocked down in the amateurs or whatever, and in whatever like mini game or whatever they're gonna have, if I'm able to get up, that should kind of boost up my heart or my chin durability or something just on its own. I'm cool with that, bro. That's pretty tough. That would almost maybe give you a reason to kind of maybe fight a little wilder or do just put yourself in tougher situations so you can kind of build the character that you want. So I would actually like to have certain things kind of upgrade over time as I progress through my career. So yeah, I'm actually cool with that. Now my punches and my power and speed, I kind of want to do that on my own.
Mhm.
But yeah, the like intangibles, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I could see the same thing, but then something also that is on that screen with all the attributes I'm interested in is like there's a couple at the very bottom. There's like discipline, courage, confidence, and yeah, I think those are the three ones that I'm kind of interested in how they're going to implement that. Because if you're controlling, I could see because they almost sound like AI stats to me, right? Courage, confidence, discipline. So I want to see if you're controlling the fighter, what is discipline, courage, confidence? How does that play in to how you're fighting? If you're, I mean, I guess like you're just talking about, Juice. It could be like getting up after the fact, things of that nature.
I feel like too, because we saw that blurred screenshot of those two
Hmm.
fighters. There was
Yeah.
there was quite a few stats displayed, and then again, they could
Hmm.
have like a RT or a button that you can scroll through and see more stats. But
Hmm.
9 times out of 10, probably some of those things are just career mode only. Some of those
That's what
stats,
I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm
but
thinking. Yeah.
we don't know. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I see. I never even really thought about like all of the stats and attributes that they really got because I'm not gonna be able to get into that until I actually have the game in my hands
feel that.
and I'm creating my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And now I see, oh shit, they got this, they got that. But that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. I ain't got much on that, but but yeah,
I
I can't wait for this shit, man. The
Yeah,
act-
for yeah. Yeah, I
is
feel you there. Actually, while we're talking about that, something that you guys talked about earlier, I want to go back to when you guys were talking about the controls. I just thought about, and you guys were talking like Juice was saying basically. It's because this is something I just remember. Fanatico was saying also is if there is going to be the high low block, like the high low auto block, but also the six axis. What's going to be the advantage? Why would someone choose to use six axis over? Yeah, yeah. But I was just talking about the controls from how you guys were talking about earlier. Like Juice was saying, why would you choose to use the six axis blocking over the just the high low block if it's going to be easier, right? So
Mhm.
I'm hoping that they would at least if they're going to have both systems in, I'm sure they know if people are going to go towards the whatever gives them the advantage. So if it's just easier to just use the high low block, people are just going to use that instead. So I'm assuming they're going to use it like in like a ranked, maybe like a quick fight mode and like a ranked mode.
Yeah.
Where in ranked you're going to have to use the six axis. There is going to be no option to use the high low block. But if you just want to play casually, you don't want to have to think so hard and guess so many different directions, and you can just play quick fight. But if you're going to be playing ranked, trying to go after the big boys, you're gonna have to use everything that comes with the simulation, full simulation style. You have to use that 6-axis.
Or like this, once you hit a certain rank or division, you're not able to use the high-low blocking.
No.
You have to specifically.
Yeah.
Just
you know,
from
like,
the jump.
Nah, bro, I like that.
Just from the jump.
I like that.
Just don't.
Nah, bro, I think once you hit a certain division,
Then,
y'all not
I
feeling it.
think
Y'all not feel it.
that's not because you might as well get. Well, once you hit a certain division, then you're gonna start playing people that's been playing like that. I feel like
Yeah.
that's like
And that's not even. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. Don't want. It's not going to be a level playing field.
yeah from the,
Right.
from
Yeah.
the jump you might as well learn
Alright.
how to block like that. It's
All
gonna
right.
add an extra like skill
So
factor.
we talked about the gameplay enough. We got to talk about this. The punches. I'm seeing for one. I want to address this. I've been seeing a lot of people. Let me get in my trolling Twitter voice. Oh my goodness, the punches they still look sloppy. At the top of the screen, can you idiots tell me what it says? Alpha gameplay work in progress. Keyword in progress. Do you motherfuckers know what progress means? Huh? Okay, I just wanted to know.
I'm a
In
go.
progress. The punches are not gonna be like this.
I'm not
Hopefully.
worried about. That's why
Yeah,
I'm not really worried about
I'm
the.
not too worried
I'm not
about
worried
it.
about the punches like that. I'm expecting from the work these guys been doing. I'm expecting for those punches to be fixed by the time the game drop. You know what I'm saying?
And-
So I just got to go off of the work that they've been showing each time. Gradually, this game has been getting better and better. They've been listening to the community. So everybody is talking about the punching. I'm expecting them to fix that by the time this game is in our
So,
hands. You feel me?
let
So
me
I ain't tripping like that.
let me go in. So
What's your thoughts on the
if we weren't critiquing this game at all, do y'all think this game would look how it looks now?
No.
Yes or no?
Nah.
No.
What's the issue?
Because they're actually taking back what
Okay.
we're saying. They're
Exactly.
They're actually,
Let me
yeah,
cut.
that's
So
what
let
I'm
me
saying.
stop you right there. Exactly. So if some punches don't look good, why shouldn't people be able? Why? Why shouldn't people be able to not necessarily complain, but critique that?
Yeah.
I clearly see the alpha.
You're not gonna sit here and complain about a beta looking like it. I mean, it's a beta. It's gonna look sloppy. You get what I'm
But
saying?
you
It's a work in progress.
you just
So I
said the
think that's kinda
critiques.
self-explainable on that end.
But you said the
Nah, but
critiques
you
were
gotta
valid.
critique it.
We
You
have
gotta
to.
critique it. It has
Yes.
to be said.
Yes, it has to.
They'll think it's okay.
Exactly.
Okay, they didn't say nothing. We'll just go assume that it's
Bingo.
okay. You gotta say it, bro.
Bingo.
I agree with that.
Right. And I've had people because I critiqued the things that I didn't like, and I've had a few people, just a small minority with that same mindset. More people are like, bro, yeah, I agree. Asked out himself, those body punches, it was just off. I don't think any of the other punches necessarily look bad, but the body punches, I was just like, ugh, they're not like I can't even put my finger on exactly what it is. I want to say they're not changing levels and getting that torque
It don't
into
look
the
like
body
it's- It
punches.
don't look like it's actually hitting them.
Yeah, yeah.
It don't look like it's really digging
It
body.
don't, it
Yeah.
don't look like it have pop behind it. It kind of just
Pop out, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that too.
It just look like it's a regular punch, which I do think they're gonna fix.
Me too. Hey, here's the thing too. I feel like they'll fix it, but us as people that want this game to succeed, we should be like, hey, just making sure y'all see this right here, because they're not just watching these videos just to, oh man, they love it. Oh, we're doing great. No, they want feedback. So I'm gonna provide that.
I mean, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, we the people gonna be buying the product, so you want
That's
to
a
sell
fact.
the best as you can.
Right. And another thing that I saw, so O'Keefe, how you say the motherfucking name?
I don't even try to say his last name. Just say Lawrence.
Fuck, I didn't want to fuck it up.
Just
I don't
say
want to
Lawrence.
disrespect him or nothing. But he's on the ropes, and like the bald head dude, y'all
Arthur.
Listen, I'm gonna just call him bald head.
Arthur.
Dude. Y'all know who I'm talking. Arthur. I'm just calling him Arthur. You know what I'm saying? He got his heart rate up, and he just he just going crazy. And then one body uppercut, and then he backs away, and now his heart rate's going. Do y'all like that? Because let me say this. I do not like in UFC 4 when I have someone rocked and they're still able to hurt me. I don't feel like that should be... Like, when I have them hurt bad...
That's
No, I'm talking about when they're hurt bad. Like when it hurt real bad. When they're like hunching over doing this, like come on, nah.
I
You
can give
shouldn't
you
be
an
able to throw a
example,
punch
bro.
with full
And
power.
I'm not even the biggest boxing fan, but Deontay Wilder versus that. What his name starts with his last
Lu-
name with a B, Baze, something like that.
Brazil?
In the Ortiz fight, and in Brazil.
When he rocked,
Yeah,
when
Brazil,
Deontay
yeah.
Wilder rocked him, and then it was like in the corner, and then he rocked Deontay Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, that does.
Actually, back up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that happens in real. Derek
Yeah.
Lewis did it to the Junior
People,
Dos Santos.
fighters, a lot of fighters make their money off of bread and butter, off of fucking being hurt and being able to hurt you while they're hurt.
But then that goes back to my point of it's simulation, but it has to have somewhat of an arcade, bro. It
No,
has to have
no.
some.
No,
It's a video game at the end of the game. Yes.
no, but here's the
It's
thing,
also
though,
my
bro.
ears, dude.
But here's the thing: while that guy is swinging, he's still hurt, so he's still putting himself in a
Exactly.
position to be finished.
It
Mhm.
balances itself.
Imagine if you. It's all about making reads and being calculated. You can throw a feint and get him to throw, and then boom, counter. It's over. He's hurt.
Yeah.
That's the finisher.
Right.
Speaking the gospel. Speaking the gospel.
It balances
example on that,
itself.
too.
How does real life just balance itself out? Wow.
Hey, I like what Jay's saying though, but the problem with that is, like, I'll give you an example because I play both Fight Night and UFC, so I can tell you the differences between the two when it comes to when you're hurt, in a sense, right? So it's in Fight Night. Basically, if you're hurt, you can't. You're no threat to your opponent, right? They can just walk you down. Your punches have no pop. You basically just have to hold block and just hope for the best when you're playing
Yep.
Fight Night, right? But in reality, it should not be that way because even if you're hurt, you should be able to still stun your opponent. Come like when I play Fight Night, I try to play it sim style, even though the game isn't sim. So even when I hurt somebody, because they'll still try to throw some punches back. So if I hurt somebody and I got them up against the ropes, I'm gonna move in just a tiny bit and back up a little bit because I know they're gonna start throwing punches as soon as I come forward. Moving just a tiny bit to get them to start throwing punches, and once they're opened up, they're even more exposed after that. Hit them on one more good shot, they're out.
Curry.
So that's how it should be, more of the fact of just holding block or not being able to stun your opponent back. And then that opens up a whole slew of other problems. If you can't if someone can't push in on you because your punches got no pop, then once you get stunned, it's over basically because they can just go crazy on you. You can't fight back.
Love it.
All right. All right. See, I like how we all agreed to this. So, you know, so I like that. I like that.
Ain't no disagreeing. You need to agree with us, bro. No.
All right. Dot brought this up, and we talked about this off camera a lot. And I feel like with the current state of that EA game, not gonna talk about it. That EA game and that whole scene, esports scene, the display of competition that I've seen over these last few days of this UFC 4 bullshit is fucking pathetic. I don't care about your feelings. I don't give a fuck. You got something to say? I don't give a fuck. The shit that was displayed yesterday was so fucking pathetic. You got high level players, and I said this. You have high level players doing shit that average players do. When people come to see, and this is on the UFC official channel, by the way.
Average
When
player
people-
or average cheeser?
when people come to see esports, they're thinking highest of the high. Problem, for example. Everybody know who Problem is. If you don't know, high level man player. When you see him
sir.
play, you're going there to see stuff that you can't do, that nobody else knows how to do. He knows how to do it. You can't do that. We go to see stuff that we can't replicate, that the average player can't replicate. I don't want to go in there and see esports doing shit that I can do. I want to see some shit that a regular person can't do. You get what I'm trying to say? That's what esports is, but at the same time putting on entertaining fights. You can't do both. You can't be doing what the average player is doing and putting on some boring ass fights. They gotta be a balance, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we no, go ahead. No, go ahead. Y'all take it away. Go
I
ahead.
feel like now, not into EA's defense, but the game isn't really designed to give you a different feel when it comes to fighters. Everybody most people jabs look the same. Most people cross look the same. Most people all their kicks look the same. Everything looks the same. So it's going to be hard to create such diversity between competitive players besides the simple stuff like making reads. But other than that, nobody looks different. And really with the current state of, I ain't gonna say meta because it is meta. Fuck all that. Everybody plays like that. With everyone playing like that, it's really you're not really gonna see much diversity between the competitive players. You're gonna see them doing the things that are the strongest in the game that another player can do. But the game allows the learning curve is very small. Well, not the learning curve, the ceiling of the game is very small. Like someone can come in 5 months from now and be a GOAT in the game. When in reality, that's very rare. Like you're not gonna see somebody get on Mortal Kombat in 5 months and beat Sonic Fox. You're just not. But
Right.
somebody from 5 months ago can get on UFC 4 and just be a god because they got down the basics, which the whole game is basic.
Right. And I think ESBC, they're fixing it, and that's why I wanted to bring up the esports scene. What is y'all thoughts on it? Because they're making this feel real. They're making the players feel
Give me a second,
something.
fellas.
All right.
Okay.
They're making the players feel, you know what I'm saying, they have something to play for. You know what I'm saying? Something other than money. Something that gives you the bragging rights. They got a whole real belt. I feel like that's a nice feel to it. They're talking about bringing real fighters in, so like the players can meet and shit. Like, what's y'all thoughts on that?
I mean, for me personally, I just want it to be like kind of what Jay was off what Jay was saying. If I'm going to see a tournament, or if I'm going to lose in a tournament, I want to be able to say I lost to the better guy, right? The better fighter, right? I don't want to say I lost because I got cheesed by broken mechanics or something like that, right? If the game is balanced and you can outbox me, I have no problem losing in a tournament or anything of that nature. And even online, if you can outbox me, I don't want to be in a tournament and saying I lost because of something out of my control, right? That's basically what ESBC is going for, is putting the controls in the player's hands. Like the defensive controls, that's going to be in the player's hands. So if you're getting spammed by something, you got the tools to get around it. You're going to have to think about how to get around it, right? The game's not going to do it for you. So you're going to have to think about how to get around it. But as far as the esports scene goes, also what Jay was saying, where players who watch esports, they look to people who do things that they can't do. That's one half of it. They do that, but they also look at things to improve on themselves, right? That's the reason like a
Yeah.
lot of people watch Pry for a prime example, because he does things that he'll help you improve, because he does things that you can work on. Like if you use like Dominic Cruz, for example, I've been watching Pry use Dominic Cruz to learn a couple things from him, just like that. He does things that you can improve on. But when you're looking at people on the top level, like we just saw in the UFC tournament, like you see that's not the example you want to be setting for people to be like, so this is what wins at the highest level. This is what I got to do. I got to be like this guy, because that's basically how the game gets into the state it's in right now. That's how the meta gets created. Essentially, is they watch the top players, then the top players, whatever they set, it trickles down to the average players, right? So that's going to be a big thing in the game, in my opinion.
And
But
the worst part of it all, they streamed that on YouTube, on the official UFC YouTube. And I saw
Yeah.
Zayav repost like the amount of it had like 100-some-thousand views, bro. So that's
hmm
100-some-thousand people that seen, okay, let me just get on UFC and just try to get rear naked chokes or try to just get
Yep.
me that
Exactly.
Bill Axis was doing, bro. And like when it comes to like Jay was saying, when it comes to the competitive scene, bro, like I'm not money driven. Like obviously winning money is cool, but going out
hmm
there and displaying actual skill and like you said, the better player winning or the better guy at that moment winning is more important to me than just money. You know what I
hmm
mean?
I,
Because
I
money will have people out there doing exactly what you seen yesterday in
Facts.
ESFL.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, bro,
I
that like with all due respect, bro, it was disgusting, bro.
bro, so I guess all the UFC for I just kind of zoned out, bro. I didn't know what the fuck the topic was, bro. From what Darkseid said and what I said is like completely different. So I don't know, bro. So I as far as like the esports joint, like yeah, I agree with everything Darkseid said. People are going to be looking and pretty much trying to replicate what they see in their gameplay. That's why they go to the best players, et cetera, et cetera. So that's where I agree. I thought we talking about bragging rights and shit.
No, I'm just saying they're doing that because money is. They're not playing for nothing else.
Oh,
$2,000.
okay.
I'm gonna do what I
Got
gotta
you.
do. They
Okay.
got that in that mindset.
hmm
But when there's something more to that, when there's bragging rights, I wanna
Okay.
outskill this player. I wanna do that. I feel like that's what ESBC is bringing
My
to
bad.
that esports scene. I get to meet my favorite boxer if I win.
And
That's
see,
more
and
important to me. That's more important to me than money. That's just me.
My bad.
that's exactly why this game has to be all sim. You hear me? You feel me?
hmm
Because of everything you just said is exactly why this game has to be simulation, and you can't try to mix that arcade element to it because is people just trying to be playing this on a very skillful level. You feel me?
Yeah.
In competitive level and the bread.
Yeah.
And the bread. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So all of them elements is why this shit got to they can't as much sim as possible that they could fit into this game is warranted.
Yes, sir.
Right, and I want to really harp on this because I feel like I got a lot to say on this. Somebody is really betting real money because Dot be reading into this. He do his research. You know what I'm saying? People really gonna be betting on this. I don't want to lose $100 on somebody who use Meta. You know, I'm gonna be bad. That's 100. Even though I
Nah,
don't
you're
care
not
about
gonna
that's 100. That's
be able to-
$100 I just lost. You know
you're
what I'm
not gonna
saying?
be able, yeah, it's gonna be what you it's gonna be pools outside of what but the esports
Yeah.
betting shit, that shit is gonna be organized from the top down. That shit is
Right.
going to be like official,
Right.
an official thing. They're gonna be having events, show you on TV, shit like that. You
Right.
feel me? That's gonna be
Right.
that's gonna be like E3 of the shit. You feel me? Like big deal. So yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
and
that's
like I'm saying, bro. Listen, it's never. I feel like when you get to a certain point of competition or some point of playing high, like I brought up problem. I'm more than sure he's made plenty of money off of Madden,
Oh yeah.
esports,
Oh
and
yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
At a certain point, money it's not about the money anymore. He's doing this to show everybody that he's the best. Like I said, bragging rights. If I win that belt, which I am gonna win it, fuck out of here. I'm winning that bitch. Simple. You know what I'm saying? That's tough for y'all. That's tough. Listen, I'm winning that belt though, but when the next event goes down, I'm not going there to win money. Well, of course money comes with it. I want to defend my belt. When I leave there, when I leave Vegas, I want to walk out there with that belt. That's what esports is about. It's about competition first. That's really what it boils down to. Competition and bragging rights. You know
yeah,
what I'm
listen,
saying?
y'all not saying shit about that bread, but when that shit 250, 300, all right? Like, oh, how the money you gonna be wanting to
Hey, hey.
you ain't gonna sit here and back. Like, oh, the money ain't
That's
Yeah,
shit.
you ain't lying. You ain't
You
lying.
know what I mean?
That's
He
hey,
not
that's
gonna
life
cap on
changing.
that. That 250, 300, niggas is playing for that shit, bro. I'm in the crib practicing.
When you winning that type of money, you gotta have a game that makes sense and is ready to be played at that level. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Like, and that's
Facts.
what they're doing. They're trying to as soon as the game dropped, they want it to be at the level of boom, high competition.
Right.
Right.
So
hmm
Dot. Let me aim at Dot's way right now. So I had made my Michaela Mayer video, and then I made that follow-up joint. You was talking about I disagree with some things. What are you disagreeing with?
Hold on. Before you even say something, Doc, let's just transition, because that's really what I want. I want to talk about that. Let's just move over to that. So for the
Yeah.
people, before you even go, for the people that
I
don't
forgot
know,
what piece it was.
Michaela Mayer, right? She gets on Twitter, right? Let me talk in my feminist voice. You're not a fan. Michaela. First off, I want to apologize because I say I wanted her to get KO. Listen, I don't want her to get KO. I'm sorry.
Ain't nobody gonna be able to KO.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. I'm sorry. All right. She goes on Twitter. Women's contracts aren't negotiable. They're not negotiable. You know, men's contracts are negotiable. The quote, Clarissa Shields, she said, Michaela, shut the fuck my baby, I'm sorry, yours wasn't negotiable. That's tough for you. But I got my bread. That's tough. But I got mine though. You know what I'm saying? Then somebody else came out and said, yeah, Clarissa, right. That's tough for you, Michaela. You got some bad managers going on. Then she just tries to, you know what I'm saying, backtrack. Oh, I didn't mean it like this. No, you said what you said.
She didn't backtrack.
No, I'm not saying her. I'm talking about other people. I ain't saying no names. Don't backtrack now. You know what I'm saying? You was on her side. Stay on that side. You know what I'm saying? That's tough for you. Well, what's your thoughts on that whole contract situation? Because I feel like, hold on. For one, it came out. It was reported. I don't know about who it was. I remember seeing somebody come out. Somebody out that she was getting her contract negotiated through WBC or WBO or something like that. That's how her contract was negotiated.
She was talking. They said she was talking with the WBC portion of recruitment somehow, and that's
instead
not
of
that's
Todd.
not the proper people to be trying to discuss
You're,
contracts
you're
with.
you're trying to build up
This
your
is why,
promotion and you're going through
and
somebody
see, and
else.
this is why I got on her, respectfully got on her Twitter, and was saying that, look, I didn't know who you was until you said something about this game. Like, honestly,
The
like
business.
that was one of the. Oh, I think that's what it was, Juice.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm gonna come back to that. 'Cause that's probably what it was.
That I was disagreeing with you on is that, like, nah.
So with
I can't
with that, yeah, like I don't know why they have two separate things, like because as y'all said, she was getting communicated with her WBC, and those joints are non-negotiable. But it seems like if you go through like Todd and Steel City, it'll be negotiable. But back to Dot, I think that's what it was. I knew right when you commented and I read it, I was like, that he probably disagrees with the hardcore joint. You can't if there's a part of boxing that you just don't follow. Like me personally, I don't feel like waking up and watching the bruvs. Sometimes I've even missed a few AJ fights because I don't want to wake up. Right? I used to have a bad sleep schedule. Right? If you are missing events, I'm okay. You probably won't make every event, but if there's a whole part of boxing that you're missing, how can you be considered that hardcore boxing fan, right? Michaela Mayer, let's get back to Michaela. Let's be honest. She's beautiful, right? She looks like a model out there. Even though she may not be everybody's cup of tea, she looks like a model out there. She represented our country in the Olympics. She's been what?
She ain't no Ashanti.
See, that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. She okay.
She bad. I want
bro. Okay. She catches your eye. She has to. Okay. Like let's keep it a buck. She's represented our country in the Olympics. So it's like she has a lot of things to where, like, if you're following the sport, and she's been on your favorite fighters undercards, if you're following the sport, like she'll literally be the fight before your favorite fighter. So you can't be a hardcore and be like, oh, bro, who are you? I don't know who you are. And then also on the tail end of that, be like, oh, well, you're not going to get such and such downloads anyway. We don't know who you are. But at the same time, be like, well, you're going to profit from this because you're going to get exposure. How's she going to get exposure if no one is going to use her? At least that's what y'all are saying. So it's like,
Let me say this.
if she's, you gotta, pardon me, Ed, you gotta think of it like this. If she's going to be a downloadable character, like where she's going, what is somebody that we have to buy? Is she somebody that needs to be purchased? With the state of women's boxing, right? She gotta get on her grind and get her own fandom.
agree.
You know what I mean? She got to do that. And by her coming out the way she's coming out,
The way
exposing business,
Yeah.
that's bad for a brand.
Yeah.
Then she was.
I agree.
She was wrong, and then she was wrong.
Right.
Then she was
Exactly.
wrong.
And she's putting out false, she's not putting out the real business behind her. She's just going off of her feelings.
Wait.
Oh,
That's the thing. She wasn't wrong. She didn't back. Again, we all just agreed it was a WBC. Those contracts don't seem to be negotiable. That other chick that Coach's Corner had interviewed, she had originally said that she went through them and it was non-negotiable. So she's not lying. Mm-hmm. The only thing that she messed up on was coming out and you're pretty much crying. Yes. That's where she messed up at, right? While it turns out Amanda Serrano pretty much had that same experience, it seems like, But her original tweet out was just like, just personal things, right? That's how you handle business, right? So at the tail end of things, right? Michaela Mayer would be at this current state the third best female. The third best female. Third best. Who?
Yeah, well, see, now nobody gives a shit because she already stuck her foot in her mouth.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even say that. Like at the end of the day, I wouldn't even say that though. At the end of the day, it's women's boxing, so I agree. Like it's not as big, so at the end of the day, people aren't going to care, right? But like if they were to see her stats, the energy would change, right? Because she would automatically be that counter pick to Katie Taylor, right? So I'm just saying.
All right, listen, I want to know Pride and Dark, man. Y'all go ahead too, man. Y'all get on this juicy info, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as far as my side goes, I mean, when I was mostly on the same mind length as Juice. I was mostly with Juice on that one, just as a fact, because I know Michaela Mayer is one of the best boxers in women's boxing right now. So I was of the mind, like if her contract was as she was saying it was to be at that time, I was like, okay, well she definitely shouldn't just go in for that, because I saw some people saying I wouldn't have had a problem. Some people are saying she doesn't deserve a lot or things of that nature, but people saying that she doesn't deserve any more than what she said she was offered, like that's crazy for what she is. That's crazy for what she is.
Yeah,
people like, especially on Juice's video, a bunch of dudes on that video are just like, why should she get any more? Like that's insane to me. I could agree if you say she doesn't deserve a whole lot because she wants to get some exposure from the game too. That's fine. That's fine. I can get that, because women's boxing doesn't get that big of exposure, so not a lot of people are gonna know who she is right off the bat. That's cool. But for people to say she should just get in the game for $500, like that would just show me where people's heads are at.
Yeah.
When they came, that's why they stopped responding. And once I heard that, I was like, yeah, I'm out, because I can't convince y'all of nothing. It's over.
500 though, bro. Like that's nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like I never said shit about the bread. Like you got
you kept it. Yeah, you kept it respectable. I ain't. Yeah, it was. There's just people there's people borderline. There's people borderline like just women haters. So just a little incels. But
I ain't gonna cap on. I went a little bit too far. I was talking about how I want her to get KO'd and some shit. I was going kind of
bro.
We're going in.
Because I was mad because that all boils down to, like we've all said, building your own brand. That has nothing to do. Listen, she said something along the lines of 5 to 10K downloads for $500, which is no money. But I'm sorry, my baby, nobody's downloading you 5,000 times, even if it worked like that. Let's just keep it above.
Bro. MMA is a menace, bro.
Like, hey, bro, I keep it above, bro. I keep it above, bro.
Really a menace, bro. Like, how you gonna say you get her knocked out, bro? Like, maybe a whoop, but knocked out.
Listen, I apologize. Listen, I got a stern warning. I'm not gonna, start on the details about that, but I got a stern warning.
The CEO.
I'm sorry about that. Sorry. That's my bad. That's my bad.
Hey, Jay, on that point though, this goes along with what Juice was saying though. I didn't think about this originally, but Juice made a good point. You were saying that people wouldn't download her because nobody knows who she is, but I guarantee you, if there was a tournament and like if there's a tournament and there's like a women's division or something like that, and she's used by a lot of the top boxers, I guarantee you, just like that, downloads go straight up if she's one of the best people in the division. Yeah, that's a good point that Juice made on that.
Yeah. All right, let's touch on Juice. What are we touching right now,
bro? I got that. What else? I had some other things just in case, but all the technical difficulties and shit we done been through, bro. I don't forgot some shit, bro.
Let me see what we touching, because I got my shit recording.
Here's one
about to touch an hour, so we.
The recording.
Yeah, the recording.
Oh,
not the fucking.
Like I would probably say 45 minutes or so.
Bro, I'm finna go to Best Buy, bro, and get some RGB fans. I'm over here hating, looking at Darkside stuff, bro. I'm over here.
Darkside setup
is
it's crazy. All right, y'all. So let's talk about this next thing. Launch plans. launch.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna save mine, but I just want to give a basic premise.
Okay.
I was disappointed. Let's keep it a buck. Keep it.
Yeah.
Funky. We was disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you're
Yeah.
disappointed. But we all respect. I've seen this across the board from every content creator. We all respect the move that ESBC made because that takes a lot of balls from a
Yep.
small.
Yep.
They're not any company anymore. But
Yeah.
that takes a lot of balls to say we're not gonna come out and give a timetable from when we're releasing something. When it drops, and that's final. I've been asking for that since the very first roundtable. We were talking about this the last roundtable. We was all asking for that, and they did it. That takes a lot of fucking balls, and I respect them for that. What's y'all thoughts on just the launch plans?
Let me start this one off because I want to ask y'all a question. Did anybody here hear them say that they're going to cancel early access entirety? Like there's no early access.
No, I didn't see it.
No.
Nobody. Okay. I just want to make sure that everybody here at this table listens. Congratulations, because there's this notion going around that it was canceled and we're just gonna get a release date for the actual
Why
game.
would they do that? That's stupid.
Right. Exactly. But then again, early I
wouldn't care if they did it.
me too at this point, me either. But the way that they're going about it, I feel like they almost want to make early access too perfect because they don't want it to leave a bad taste in people's mouth. And at that point, just don't do it, right? Just get the game out to the people in a good state.
Quote unquote. That's the point.
Exactly though. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying. I feel like they may be trying to get everything just perfect, right? So they don't. So this small indie team, unknown indie team, doesn't leave a bad taste in people's mouth. And at that point, yeah, go ahead and just call it and we'll get it when we get it, right? Just get their full release. I'm fine with either or, right? But I just wanted to make sure we all listen here. But yeah, I'm good. I feel like the earliest we could get it is late this year, Christmas time this year. We could be in early access.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear from Pride and Dark Side.
Yeah.
But they got on.
We hogging the mic and shit.
I don't want to rush product, bro. Like, I respect the company for pushing something back versus really, we're just gonna release it and then sell, because that's how you get sales high in the beginning and then it fall off, and then the player base fall off because your game fall off. Like, we've seen ton and ton games. Cyberpunk is literally the biggest, one of the most anticipated games
ever, probably two.
and it shit the bed at the hardest level, bro. That game went from the most anticipated to being like people were trashing that game, trashing the company that made it, and you'll get that with people, bro. It's especially when they spend their money for it. Oh yeah, they really gonna grill you. So it's better off to just wait, bro. I'm comfortable with waiting. You know what I mean? Like, everybody know the saying, "Good thing comes to those who wait." But I got hope in Steel City with what they're showing us and the way that they take criticism, and that's why they're pushing everything back. I feel like because they want to release. I mean, Juice is right. I didn't think about what Juice said with the just scratch the beta and or if anything, make a closed beta and give it to certain people and they can use it. But if you're gonna try to just make the game perfect before the beta, then you might as well just scratch the beta and just wait for the game to drop. And you could have community testers within the game, within the Discord and stuff like that, or you can have rotations and stuff like that for people to try to find bugs, things of that nature, and you can roll from there.
Right. Oxide?
Yeah, I kind of go. I agree with what Pride's saying right there too. And I think a big thing too is the transparency that they've had from the beginning is a huge reason why people are trusting them to delay right now. I think that's the biggest thing, because if they haven't been releasing any information like they've been doing, haven't been in the Discord talking with the people who had thoughts on the games and things of that nature, and we've been waiting all this time just for a trailer, we had no other news, and then we get the trailer and it's a delay, I guarantee people would be roasting this right now. People would be going crazy. But the fact that they've been keeping us transparent throughout the process and letting us know what the updates and things of that nature, the Discord, that's pretty much given us, we trust in them to make the product what we want it to be. So we'll give them the time just because they've been transparent with us from the beginning. We've seen what they're going through. We know what their end goal is, what type of game they're trying to make. And I think that's the biggest reason why there hasn't been. I haven't really seen much blowback from people. People are okay with the delay. But I'm okay with the delay as well because if you have any thoughts of the game not being ready for like the early access launch, I think you should delay it for sure. If you have any inkling of doubt, if you think it's not right, I think they've earned our trust in that fact to let them perfect it before they give it to us. So
Yeah.
that's my thoughts
But
on
I,
that.
I think they're trying to be too perfect though. I think it goes to perfect to a certain extent. I feel like they're trying to get
Hmm.
everything right to please everybody.
But can you
But
be
that's
mad at
that's
that?
what. Yeah, I mean, I can't
Yeah,
be
that's the
mad at
point.
that,
Well,
but at the same thing,
then
that goes back to the obligation that they had with the monthly update. Remember we was talking about that how they put because they didn't have to make a monthly update in June, and I feel like they're just trying to they're not trying to get cyberpunk. I think that's really what they're trying. That what it comes boils down to. I think they're not trying to give up people's expectations of the game,
And they're
but like
high.
Juice, yeah, they're real high, very high. So I feel like people they just trying to meet up to those expectations, but we all trust in them. Listen, ESBC, if you listen, you just heard everybody here. We trust in y'all, bro. Listen, drop the early access, please. Listen, please do. Listen, hold on.
Like me, like
I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get on both of these.
but
Early,
yeah, like for
please.
me,
yeah.
I wasn't like upset about I wasn't upset about when they said they had to cancel the beta or whatever like that because I understand this shit. I understand like I was saying what type of ambition is behind this game. You know what I'm saying? Like what they trying to do with this shit is like they really trying to get it perfect. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that could be to a fault, but I didn't care about it, man. I just want them to get this game done the right way. That's all I care about is them getting this game the way we've been begging and praying all these. You don't know. Listen, I'm an older head, so I've been waiting a long time for this shit. You hear me?
Yeah.
I need them to take care of this with fucking baby hands. All right, and make sure that
And with the
we
worst
get the
part,
game
bro,
that we trying to get.
the worst part is I be scrolling through comments and you'll see people still like Fight Night Champion is a better game. Nigga, what?
I hate people.
Like, bro, they it's like people hold on to Fight Night Champion as if it was just this perfect game when Fight Night Champion has so many flaws, bro.
Fight Night Champion, not
Hmm.
even the
I
Like,
best
think
fight.
it's more of just the memories of back then.
yeah,
That's what I think it really is the memories
Hmm.
that brings back when you was playing Fight Night Champions.
yeah,
Because at that time, you didn't think there could be anything better.
yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
No, it was no
Exactly.
I'm saying,
Yep.
competition.
and
It
this
was
is
no
the best shit.
competition.
Right, so we can't even sit here and act like we ain't love that fucking game neither. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm
that
not saying
allowed us
that.
to see all of the holes in it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Because it always
Hmm.
left us craving more. Like,
Yep.
damn, if Fight Night just had this in it, man, this should be. You know what I'm saying? You were
Yeah,
saying that.
exactly.
right.
So
Speaking of Fight Night, last thing that we're gonna talk about as far as ESBC, the swing or like the head movement or whatever.
Oh,
I
got
kind of
something
really
about
want.
that.
Yeah, I really because I know a lot of y'all have some grievances with that, so I want to get into that. All right, the head movement was clean. It
Mhm.
was clean. I'm not gonna say any cap. It was clean, but I don't want to. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna let y'all go. What y'all
I
think
mean,
about?
I'm probably gonna say what you was gonna say as far as people being able to bobblehead.
Ah, there we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I didn't want to say
Yes,
it.
Hmm.
sir.
I didn't want to say
Now,
it though.
the question is, how is tracking going to be? Because we know with UFC 4, when they bobblehead, the tracking just gets thrown all the way off. So they really gonna have to get on that tracker because I promise it's going to be people from EA Sports UFC 4 community get on that game and think that they're just going to do that and evade punches. And the thing is, on UFC 4, they can block this. So basically, they block their body and then just throw their head around, and you can't hit their head. So if someone is bobbleheading like that, they have to get it down to if you get cracked, you get cracked. And it doesn't have to be a flash KO, but your fighter's obviously going to feel that strike, especially if you lean into it. But the
Mhm.
tracking is one of the biggest things, in my opinion, that has to be worked out with as far as the head movement.
Interesting.
That's what everybody. Damn, Pride just said what everybody was thinking
Well,
about the head movement. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
And to go on
Um,
what Pride was saying on that too is because playing Fight Night but this goes along with you saying too, Jay, about people loving Fight Night. And this is one of the biggest problems that was in Fight Night Champion, in my opinion. You got people leaning straight, hunched over. They can eat like 15, 16 uppercuts straight to their head. No, no penalty. They could be swaying left and right, back and forth. You hit them with a hook while they're swaying to the right. No penalty. They could just keep swaying back and forth, back and forth. But ESBC did mention that there should be punishment for people who are making the wrong reads. I think that's the biggest thing people want in this game. If you make the wrong read, you need to be severely punished for that. Because that will deter people from just not thinking, just going bobblehead crazy. 'Cause if you start getting punished hard for bobbling, straight into a punch, straight into a hook, you duck down, you're going straight into an uppercut. You should be punished hard for that, like Pry was saying.
Yeah.
That's why that feint system gonna be so fucking cracking and shit, boy.
oh, another thing.
So I want to
So
let me do my piece here with this. So with that, like Darkseid said, they have that in place where like if you slip too early, you still can get hit. And I had this dude comment saying, I box, etc. Like, bro, you want? I hate when people like try to use their past experiences and like, so I'm right. Like, bro, you ain't the only one that's been in the ring, etc. I gained a few pounds, but leave me alone. But like when you and I gave him some fights, bro. It's like, bro, when people get tired, it may not just be the head movement necessarily that's making them tired, but everything you do in the ring, it's taking some energy from you regardless, right? But when people get tired, their head stops moving, right?
Yeah.
Their head stops moving. So I listed fights for him, and I still haven't got a response back from him because, right, it needs to take some stamina from you. It shouldn't. Maybe I don't know if they have a long term or short term type of stamina. Maybe not long term, but there definitely needs to be some energy taken just so we don't have all of that. I know you can punish it, but still, it's not. That's taken away from that sim.
Because I want to see how this works. Because in Fight Night, if you had low stam, but you rock somebody and got like that energy boost, your stam bar is full and it's blanking. I really hope with the heart rate thing, I hope it's not like that.
I'm ready to see how that plays.
If you're low on stam and you got somebody rocked, that's the energy you have. You shouldn't be able to all of a sudden, you gotta fuck you eat spinach like Popeye. Now all of a sudden you're strong and big and now you can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when somebody is hurt and like they have somebody hurt and their stam, their cardio is like they drained. They not rushing in just throwing wild shots. You don't see that. They slowly picking these shots. They trying to get them out of there. Like Charlo. I wouldn't say Charlo was hurt. I mean, I wouldn't say he was tired per se. But I mean, it's a 12-round fight. It's continuously going. He was trying to get Castaño out of there, but it really wasn't. Having. I don't want to say this.
That boy got a chin. Stop
was
it.
Good enough, but
he
you
got
can
that
see
chin.
him trying to get it out of there, but he didn't have like the energy to like really get him out of there how he wanted to. That makes sense. I hope that's not.
No, that makes sense. And with that, I haven't spoke on it yet. I'm ready to see how that heart rate plays out. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last thing as far as that is the counter windows. How are they gonna go about how long the counter window? Like UFC 2, you hit a parry, you can hit them with a quarter piece.
We talked about it.
So I wonder how that is going to be played out. Also, one more thing is, how do y'all feel about that? I don't know if y'all talked about it before, but when you get hit, it's so many like flashes on the screen and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness! It's like that bright white light that's on the screen every time. I think like how UFC 4, you have the option to turn that shit off. You should have the option to turn that off. I don't want that on my screen.
I think he's gonna have that option to turn that shit off.
I don't want that shit.
Yeah, I think aimbot actually said there is going to be an option to turn that off. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't want like any gimmicks with that. And then also, since we're talking about the rock state, people get rocked, right? But they're not like Arthur looked drunk when he was rocked. Like he literally looked intoxicated, just falling coming over. I want to see something different. I want to see somebody's legs kind of buckle or them kind of just stiffen up or something like that. I don't want they're just old.
Like
dudes.
how Devin Haney, when Devin Haney fought Linares at the end
Yeah.
of the, what round was 10th, 11th, one of those rounds.
I think that was like the 10th
eighth or
round.
ninth?
10th?
Oh.
Yeah, his
Yeah, it
legs
might have been.
was
It might have been.
buckling.
It might have been earlier. Yeah, it might have been
Yeah.
earlier than
His
that.
legs was buckling. He wasn't completely out of it, but he was hurt.
Mhm.
And that should be in the game. That your legs should buckle. It should give you some sort of indication that okay, my opponent he's hurt. And that goes back to making reads, like reading your opponent, seeing the tendencies and things like that. So
Yeah.
I pretty much said everything I had to say. Y'all have anything?
Yeah. We
Let's
good
look
on
at-
that one.
Hold on, one question.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with comparison to UFC 4, so in UFC
Right.
4, you hit Division 15, you can no longer see your opponent's HUD. Now, I personally dislike that strongly because the game doesn't tell you like physically or not too much with body indications that's hurting on them. So do y'all think with ESBC should you be able to see your opponent's HUD, or like you can see it in some matches, and then if you go to ranked, you can't see their HUD?
That's a good question. I really do feel like you should be able to see your opponent's
And you
HUD
can see
because
like their eye, like
yeah,
you know
the
what I mean?
eyes swollen. But how would you know if their body's hurt? You see what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You'll
Mhm.
know. You'll know.
Well,
from
that
the reaction. You'll
yeah.
know from the reaction of getting hit with fire
Right.
Yeah. So they're
of than
Uh-huh.
your usual eating the body shot. You know what I mean?
right.
So that's where I think. Yeah.
So
I think that-
so pretty much the visual there has to be visual signs for us to be able to tell, right? It doesn't matter. You can be the toughest motherfucker. If you get hit in the liver, your natural reaction is going to be to drop your right hand and kind of curl up. If they have that in the game, and like I said, some other visual keys, I don't think we need a hub. If they don't, yeah, we would need a hub, right?
Still feel like we need a HUD to a certain extent.
I think it should be. I think it should be just like how he said. Like once you get into a certain level, then it goes away. You know what I'm saying? It's no HUD, but through certain ranked levels, you get to see it.
Yeah.
But
should you be able to see your opponent stand though? All right, so because this is what I'm thinking. I think you should be able to see your opponent's stamina, but not necessarily the damage. I feel like that's fair.
But see, in my opinion, you should be able to see their stamina based off their animations of how their punches are coming out. If their punches are still coming out crispy and clean, you can see okay, he still got some gas.
Tired.
But once you hit like a certain, like maybe it's like they maybe change animations every 25%. Like okay, you can tell his punches are getting a little fatigued. Then they 50%. Okay, you can see these punches are about halfway punches. And then once he gets at 25%, now you can see the obvious physical fatigue of the fighter, whether that's head movement, you know what I'm saying, or footwork, or even the punches.
Yep.
That's a good point.
Categories across the board.
Yeah.
But that goes back to the rating thing. See, we don't know what's upgradable and what's not upgradable. But then I don't know. See,
You're talking about career though. That's career.
That's
for
for
career.
career. That's for career. But I'm feeling like I don't know. They're probably gonna do like you're able to like upgrade your character through ranked. Like say for instance, I'm fighting with Arturo Gatti. I'm able to upgrade him through a rank process or something like that. Like the fighter that you like to fight with, you're able to upgrade him. Upgrade his stats a little bit more. I'm just
I personally don't like
No.
Yeah,
If-
I was say
if-
they probably
if
wouldn't,
you
they probably
want-
wouldn't have that for rank because it will just mess up the balancing. What would be the point of the stats of the fighters at that point? If you can just somebody that can just upgrade any fighter, it just mess up the balancing.
I don't know if he's talking about career or what. Like, because obviously in rank, no.
Because I saw like that you're able to upgrade left hand speed and right hand. I'm just wondering if those same stats for the career is going to be on the fighter. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't see a switch stance. I didn't see a stamina stat or things like that. So is that going to be the same for regular fighters? And
If you, I'm just gonna assume if you pick up a Toro Gotti and start a career mode, you starting.
No, I'm not saying I should be able to upgrade my player. I'm just saying you saw how they had like the bar for like body resistance and chin resistance and like the certain categories essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the switch stance category? Where's the stam category? You get what I'm saying?
What'd you say, stamina? Boy, we.
Not the same. I can't pronounce that word. But you get what the fuck I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, but
yeah.
I got one more thing I want to add to what we were
Yeah.
just talking about too, with the animations. What Pry was saying. I think that if we want it to really be simulation, I think no HUD would be a good way to go if they do like what Pry was saying, where you can see visually, like if you're going through the first couple of ranks, but when you still have the HUD, you should be having to pay attention to the body animation, the animations of the fighters you're fighting. Because in real life in simulation boxing, some fighters are better at noticing when people are hurt than others. Some fighters won't be able to tell if somebody's hurt. Other fighters who see that, they could tell when a punch hurts you, and they'll go after you after that. But other fighters, when they hurt you, they won't be able to tell. They'll just keep boxing like normal, and you'll hear like the announcer saying like, "Wow, he didn't notice I hurt him, and he's not even pushing forward." But I think that's a good thing. If we wanted to keep it sim, as you progress through the ranks, when you still have the HUD, you should be able to be thinking and looking at the fighter like, okay, once they start slowing down a bit, I can kind of see they're falling off a bit here, so maybe I can start pressing them a little bit more.
I like that. Yep. The way to look at it.
Dark side. Look at him, Scholar Dark side. You know what I'm saying? But any thoughts, questions, concerns for ESBC? Because listen, ESBC, I know y'all watching. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was talking a whole lot of. Hold on, let me talk. I don't want to put ESBC on blast, but their YouTube channel was in my chat. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury got revealed. They like, when we do it big. I'm like, y'all talking shit.
Who was that? I know that wasn't Ash. I don't know who was that. That was probably Assad. That was probably Assad. Who talking like that? Who talking spicy?
I know y'all watching, but we don't want to keep y'all too long. You know what I'm saying? You're missing our UK bruv. You know what I'm saying? UK mate.
Pressy out there.
TMA. Pressy TMA.
Smelling the roses.
Come on, man.
I'm not shouting you out, Pressy. You need to respond to me on Twitter, dog. I'll be trying to show you love, bro.
I want to say finally it's a pleasure to actually see Pride actually come through. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. We've been waiting for you to come through on.
Oh, dog. Is that sincere or what?
Nigga, always.
You know what I'm saying? Pulling up. You know what I'm saying? In the absence of our man, TMA.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you guys, man. Real talk.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all already know how I feel, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I ate that nasty ass hot sauce today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still feeling some type of way.
I didn't even get to see it,
bro. I'm never doing that again. Never. Listen, low sub count and everybody fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? That means something to me. Listen, I might shed a glory tear. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to shed no tears, but try not to cry. I'm not crying for real, but appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Look, it mean a lot. Like I said, Juice, Dark, my guy died. Obviously, Mr. Big YouTuber. Mr. Prias, you know what I'm saying? But fucking with us, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all I got to say, man.
We out, I guess. Bye. Oh, wait. Pry and Darkside didn't. My bad. I'm not good at this because I like to talk about just anything and everything. So I'm out. King Juice, I'm signing out. I'm gonna let everybody else do their thing.
Nah, bro, what I'm saying, I appreciate y'all boys. I need to do this more, but man, I ain't gonna care, bro. I be
yeah, you be out.
I be sleep, bro. And my sleep schedule is so messed up. Like I go to sleep 7 at night till like 12 in the morning. Yeah, I'm all messed up, and I stay up.
Yeah,
all night,
you up at trap hours.
You really do be. You do.
Nah, for real. So yeah, I need to do this more. Hopefully I can be in the next one. I'm pretty sure I will. I'll try to be. If not, y'all know why, bro.
All right, special guest.
Dark, you ain't got nothing to say, bro?
Yes, I got something to say, bro. It's been real fun chatting up with you guys, for real, though. This is fun. This is fun being on the panel, talking about the game, man. I mean, I think they need this, really. They don't have to go to each individual one of our videos. We get to all talk in real time about, the things that we have about the game, the concerns, what we like, what we don't like. Because, they need people who aren't just, the yes men, you know what I'm saying? Any people who are going to call out when they see something that they don't like, they're going to say what they don't like. You know, it doesn't have to be. It's not negative. It's just constructive criticism. You know, they need that if they're going to be successful. They're not going to be successful if everyone just loves everything that they do.
Yes,
for sure.
sir.
So I think this is a great idea on that.
Listen, I ain't gonna say no names.
Hey,
but it's
no, we cutting out. We know what you say.
For real. Well, I ain't fit to say. Damn.
We know what he's gonna say, bro.
It's coming from
Let it
people's
go.
head.